Your business card says a lot about you, and it deserves a look that stands out. For tattoo artists, create a vibe where imagination
Hosanna. Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me. His grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am who you say I am. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am.
Good evening, parents, teachers, principal, invited guests, students. Some persons are waiting to be admitted. If by any chance you know who is DJ Dan, please to text him or her and tell them that they need to log in using their correct names. So please inform your friends, classmates that they will not be admitted with alias. So if anyone knows who is Vibe with Tan, please can please try and reach out to her, tell her to rejoin, try using her correct name. No alias will be allowed this evening. I think students you would be aware of those names. So reach out to DJ Tan Dan, reach out to Vibe with Tan, tell them that they need to rejoin using their correct names. Thank you.
Down on my knees again, surrendering all, surrendering all. Find me here, Lord, as you draw me near. I'm desperate for you, I'm desperate for you. I surrender. Drench my soul as mercy and grace unfold. I hunger and thirst. I hunger and thirst. With arms stretched wide, I know you hear my cry. Speak to me now. Speak to me now. I surrender. I surrender. I wanna know you more. I wanna know you more. I surrender. I surrender. I wanna know you more. I wanna know you more. Like a rushing wind, Jesus, breathe within. Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way in me. Like a mighty storm, stir within my soul. Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way in me.
Starting a new business is exciting. That's where Design.com comes in. The
Like a rushing wind, Jesus breathe within. Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way in me. Oh, like a mighty storm, stir within my soul. Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way in me. Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way in me. I surrender. I surrender. I wanna know you more. I wanna know you more. I surrender. I surrender. I wanna know you more. I wanna know you more.
In Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm through the fiercest drought and storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace, when fears are stilled, when striving cease. My comforter, my all in all, here in the love of Christ I stand. In Christ alone, who took on flesh, fullness of God in helpless babe, this gift of love and righteousness, scorned by the ones he came to save, till on that cross as Jesus died, the wrath of God was satisfied. For every sin on him was laid. Here in the death of Christ I live. There in the ground his body lay, light of the world by darkness.
Students, good evening again. Please inform your classmates that they will not be accepted using aliases. So if anyone knows Vibe with Tan and one Donna or something to that effect, please reach out to them and let them know that they need to join using their correct names. Thank you.
Slain, then bursting forth in glorious day,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good night. We will begin in another 2 minutes.
We have reached our limit. We Some persons are waiting to join, but we will please just inform them. Students, inform your classmates and parents that they'll have to join using the live stream. We are unable to accept any more parent or guardian. We have 100 contributors now.
All right, good night again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start right now. I want to welcome everyone on the platform. Thank you for taking the time out to be here. I am Hubert Manning, your moderator for tonight. Before we go into tonight's program, as usual, we have to invite the presence of the Lord Almighty. And we have a special lady here who will be taking us through our devotion. Her name is Miss Ruth Hay. She is a business education teacher at the Mayday High School, and she holds a master's degree in education. She's a devoted wife, a loving mother, and a passionate servant of God with over 29 years of experience in the ministry of education. She has been a beacon of hope and inspiration to countless families. As a caring and nurturing educator, she is dedicated to strengthening families, mentoring youths, and equipping others to live Christ centered lives. She is married to a pastor, the pastor of the Seventh-day Adventist Church at the Northern Caribbean University. Ruth's family is a testament of her love and commitment to God and her community. She's a proud mother of three amazing sons. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Miss Ruth Hay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator, and good evening, St. James High School, my very own family. I taught at that institution for 16 years, and it's my delight to maintain friendship, in particular with Miss Cunningham, over the many years, and a number of other teachers. You're a part of a noble institution, and for this, you should feel proud to know that you are making your contribution in different ways. So, blessed evening again to each and all of you. Now, I'm going to entitle my very short, and I use the word extremely short devotional thought, The Artist Within You. The Artist Within You. There once was a group of students who stood before a large blank canvas. Each of them had been given a brush, a palette of colors, and one simple instruction. And you might be asking yourself the question, what was the instruction? Paint the picture of who you want to become. Some students stared at the canvas nervously. What if I mess up? One whispered. What if I'm not good enough to paint something great? Said another. Among them was a student named Daniel. He too felt unsure. His exams were coming up and the pressure weighed heavily on him. The canvas in front of him looked overwhelming, just like the pages of notes he needed to study. As he stood there thinking, his teacher walked in and said, Daniel, remember this. You are not painting alone. The teacher wrote on the board, Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. Daniel looked at the verse and began to think differently. He picked up his brush. At first, his strokes were very small, just like studying one topic at a time. Then he added more color, reviewing, practicing, asking questions. Some parts didn't turn out right, but instead of giving up, Daniel continued to paint over and over, improving as he went. Soon he realized something powerful. The painting didn't have to be perfect in one stroke. It was built through effort, patience, and belief. Other students began to notice Daniel's progress. How are you doing this? They asked. Daniel smiled and said, I stopped focusing on how big the canvas is and started trusting that I have the strength to complete it, one brush stroke at a time. As exam day came closer, the students who kept painting, studying, trying, and trusting began to see their pictures take shape. Confidence replaced fear. Effort replaced doubt. On the final day, they stepped back and looked at their canvases. Each one was different. Each one was meaningful. Each one told a story of perseverance. And Daniel realized something important. Exams are like canvas. Your preparation is the brush. Your effort is the paint. And your faith is the strength behind every stroke. No matter how difficult life seems, no matter how difficult it gets, remember, students, this evening, you are the artist of your future. And I pause to ask the question, what picture are you painting? Are you painting the picture of a doctor, the picture of a lawyer, the picture of a teacher, another principal, the picture of a guidance counselor, the picture of an entrepreneur, the picture of a digital marketer, a programmer, a social worker? What kind of picture are you painting? Because the picture that you would need to paint, the picture that you will eventually paint, will be a picture of yourself. Whatever you would like to become in life, that is what you're now starting to become. And St. James High School, rather, is just the preparatory ground to help you to prepare to be the kind of student you want to be. But you cannot complete the picture without putting Jesus first. You cannot complete the picture alone. God has blessed you with parents, He has blessed you with guardians, He has blessed you with a church for those who go to church, He has blessed you with a community, He has blessed you with family and friends, He has blessed you with the noble St. James High School, with caring teachers, teachers who have devoted their time, teachers who are more than willing and patient and kind and tender in guiding you along the process. So this evening, students, I want you to see yourself for who you can become 5 years from now, for who you can become 10 years from now. And as you begin to paint using that brush, the brush of faith, the brush of endurance, the brush of perseverance, see the results before you even begin to write the exam. See the range one in IT. See the range one in history. See the range one in English language. See the range one in the sciences, whatever the subjects are, whether you're sitting 8, 9, 10, 12, 7, 8, 6 subjects, whatever it is that you're sitting, or you will be sitting rather, see the range one even before you enter the exam because you're the one that is doing the painting. And what you put in will be eventually what you get out. Let us pray. Gracious Father, we thank you for your goodness, your love, your graciousness. Thank you, Lord, for presenting this opportunity to the many students that are online. Father, you have blessed them with a brain to learn. You have blessed them with good health, with parents. You have blessed them with the ability to attend a high school, one of learning, one that can equip them for the future. And Father, we pause just to say thank you for your bountiful blessing. Thank you for St. James High School, what it continues to do to mold minds. Lord, I present each and all the students present online this evening. You know the fear and the nervousness they tend to experience. But Lord, help them to realize that perfect love casts out all fear. So give them the ability not only to learn their lessons, but when it is time for them to write their exam, help them to recall efficiently, help them to recall accurately all that they would have studied. Grant them skills in understanding. And Lord, help them at each leg of the race to remember the one that is guiding and leading their life. Help them to remember to put you first in all that they have to do. And at the end of the day, oh God, help them to remember to give you all the honor, the glory, and the praise. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very
Amen.
much, Mrs. Hay. We really appreciate you coming on here and sharing such an inspiring message. And the Bible says, I want to quote it for the students: "He that have a ear, or he who have ears to hear, let them hear." I hope this message resonate with you as we go forward from today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that the meeting is at capacity. So if you know of anyone who still wants to join the meeting, encourage them to watch the live stream as we are unable to accept anybody else to the meeting. All right. So thank you again, Mrs. A. And we continue with our meeting. We don't want to be here all night. At this point, I am going to invite our principal, Mr. Williams, and he will come and bring us welcome and greetings. Mr. Williams, sir, you online?
Yes, I am. Are you hearing me?
All right, sir. The floor is yours. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me say a pleasant good evening to everyone. Good to hear Mrs. A, who has set the stage. We give thanks for her inspiration. I want to welcome everyone else who has joined. I want to welcome those who have not yet joined, and I also welcome those who will hear since they have ears to hear. I must welcome the staff, and Ms. Cunningham, led by Ms. Cunningham, Dean of Academics, Vice Principals grade supervisors, other staff members. And it's good to welcome the parents who are here. And kudos to this cohort, grade 11 cohort. Yes, this is the cohort, the grade that I'll be graduating with you this year. I graduate with you. And so I want to encourage you to make sure you paint the best picture of yourself, what you want to be and what you will be in Jesus' name. As I welcome you, I just want to say to you grade 11s and parents and guardians that last year, the school's performance, the grade 11s, their performance in CXC in this region, region 4 of the education system in Jamaica. We are in region 4, which consists of St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland. And there are 25 high schools in these 3 parishes. And please note the performance of the grade 11 last year. The year before, it was good. They landed the school at number 6 in the ranking. And last year, they stepped it up again, landed the school at number 4. I must remind you again of the motto of the school, which says towards better living. So every time it's better than before. I will not return to St. James. I come September 1. I'll go on pre-retirement leave. And I am confident that the best is yet to come. Because what has been accomplished during my time, there's no need for that to be accomplished again. We have to accomplish something else. So I'm saying to you, now, as you're gonna paint this picture, make sure it is brighter and better than the one which was painted last year. And I'm saying, starting this year, starting with you, when the result comes in August, for all of you who are doing 5 or more CXC subjects, when you pass 5 or more subjects, you are going to be, you're not going to just come and collect your result. You must also collect at least $5,000 so you can go and open an account, a bank account, and add to your bank account. You will be rewarded with $1,000 for every subject you pass. And another $500 on every subject that you pass with grade 1. And if you pass mathematics, Spanish, physics, chemistry, mathematics, Spanish, physics, chemistry with grade 1 is $5,000 for that grade 1 in these subjects. You ought to be rewarded, because what we see is that the rating of the school is based on the performance of grade 11. While we put it in the newspaper, we have to spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars to put it in the newspaper. So I find that the newspaper, they get the money and you don't get anything. But we are changing the narrative now. From this year onwards, you must get the reward. We have our social media platform, and so we can put it on the platform and it goes viral. But you are going to be rewarded for your painting. You are going to be rewarded for your performance. And this is a reward as you exit school. So I'm urging you, make sure you do exceptionally well in your painting. Make sure you pass all your subjects. Make sure you move towards better living. God bless you. Have a good night and the rest of the week. Back over to you, Mr. Manning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. We see the reactions, we see the applause and the thumbs up coming in, and we appreciate it. All right. We're also going to take some addresses from our vice principals, and they will come in this order. We will hear first from the vice principal of Shift 1, Miss Georgia Green. And following Miss Georgia Green, then we'll hear from our vice principal of Shift 2, Mr. Joseph Horton. After each presentation, you will be allowed to ask a few questions. We don't want to take the entire session asking questions to the vice principal. So after each vice principal make their presentation, then we will take a few questions. All right, so Miss Green, the floor is now yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Manning. I must say good evening to our principal, Mr. Joseph Williams, to you, our moderator, Vice Principal, Mr. Horton, Ms. Cunningham, Dean of Academics, heads of department, and our grade coordinators and other teachers who are present. Good evening, one, and good evening, all. This evening, I would like to I must also say good evening to our parents and our students. Okay, this evening, I want to speak to you all, students, on tips for CSEC exam preparation. See, in the next month, that is in April, by April, the CSEC exams will begin. And by May, you'll be in full swing doing your examinations. One, you need to create a study plan. Two, you must know your syllabus. Three, you need to use past papers. Four, you need to make notes. Five, you need to join study groups. Six, practice active learning. Seven, manage your time. Eight, take care of your health. Nine, minimize all distractions around you. And 10, you need to prepare for your exams. Now, let me go back and I'll first look at create a study plan. My dear students, make sure that you develop a realistic timetable covering all the subjects. Most of you are doing 6 or more subjects, and you need to ensure that all these subjects are on the timetable that you have created. Allocate more time to the difficult topics. So if in biology, the difficult topic is the nervous system or the circulatory system, you spend more time on it or on them. But you need to allocate more time to the difficult topics for each subject area. And you are to include breaks to avoid burnout. You can't be studying from morning into the afternoon, into the evening, and you do not take any breaks. You must include breaks to avoid burnout. Whether to use the restroom, whether to have some lunch, whether to have some dinner, or just to relax and talk with your family or friends, but you must include breaks to avoid burnout. Number two was to know or is to know the syllabus. You are to review the CSEC syllabus for each subject, each and every one. You must review the syllabus. Focus on key topics and the objectives in the syllabus. Then you are to ensure that you understand what is expected in each exam. How will you understand what is expected? You can use past paper. In using past paper, you're to practice with them. So you're going to practice with the past CXC exam papers regularly. You can ensure that you either get them from your subject teachers or they are all online. You have to time yourself to improve speed and accuracy. So if you're going to do a math paper and it says 2.5 hours, you must tell yourself that I must complete this paper in 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, sorry. And what you will do is to set your watch or set your clock to time yourself. For the multiple choice, if it's an hour and 15 minutes, you must time yourself. Speed and accuracy are important. Next, you must review mark schemes to understand how answers are graded. And for every examination or past paper that you're working with, you'll notice that at the bottom of each one, you have the mark scheme. So you will see how they're graded, and therefore you'll be able to understand how well you are to answer in order to get maximum grades. While you're studying, students, make notes and summaries. Write concise notes for each topic. So you do not just study, but you must have a notebook or some papers on which you are going to write concise notes for each topic. Some persons use study pads or they use notepads, but you need to write. Use bullet points, diagrams, and charts to assist you in studying. Highlight important definitions and formula. And you have been using your reading pen or you can use your marker highlighter, but make sure that you highlight important points and definitions because you should know these for the exam so you can write in the language of the subject that you are writing. For example, if you are doing a science examination and you're writing about cells or you should know words like mitochondrion and chloroplast and chlorophyll and nucleus, chromosomes, and so on. So you must know the words. Join study groups. And many of you have started already, but you need to study with your classmates. So study with classmates to share ideas. And the more you study and the more you try to explain topics to them, the more you will learn. Teach each other difficult concepts and stay focused and avoid distractions. Don't just flip to Facebook or Twitter or go on to something else, but stay focused.
Yeah.
Next, you're to practice active learning. Teach yourself instead of just reading. Sorry, test yourself. So while you're practicing active reading or active learning, you have to test yourself. For each topic that you have studied, you have to go back and you have to write some test questions. Test yourself and see how much you understood what you had studied. Use flashcards, quizzes, and mind maps. Explain topics out loud to reinforce understanding. And in doing this, sometimes you might be going into the bathroom or you're in the kitchen watching the dishes or doing something else and you're explaining that topic to yourself. And somebody might just come and peep on you or to check on you to find out if you are okay. But yes, you can talk to yourself. Explain topics out loud. Explain it to yourself. Talk the topic to yourself. Behave as if you are teaching yourself the topic and you will learn it well. Manage your time. Don't waste time, students. Students, you need to prioritize tasks based on importance and avoid procrastination. Okay, I'll do it later. I have more time. I don't have to do it today. I can do it tomorrow. No. Manage your time, prioritize the tasks based on their importance, and ensure that you start preparing early. Never tell yourself that you have more time because the time is winding down. Take care of your health. There's no way you can be studying, and not drinking water. No. You need to get enough sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours. You need to stay hydrated, so you will drink water. But apart from that, you must eat a healthy meal. And when I say a healthy meal, I mean a balanced diet, a balanced meal. A healthy meal. You don't not gonna be eating cheese tricks and um tortillas. Yes, that's what they call them. And you know what you like to eat, plantain chips and so on. No. A balanced meal which consists of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and you know the other nutrients that you need to ensure that you consume. But you must eat healthy and you must eat enough to hold you or to keep you for the time. Minimize distraction. Limit the phone and social media and use your time to study. While they are studying, you don't need this. You know, I have a friend who told me that they'll be having examination in March, and the person is off social media. Like social media, me leave stay for some time, and you don't need it. Know that you're studying right around the clock. No, while you're studying, give it a break. Come off social media. Choose a quiet and comfortable study environment. If there's a lot of noise around you, whether it's coming from television, the neighbor, or wherever, you need to have some quiet environment in order to concentrate. And you must be comfortable. Now, students, as you prepare for the exams, parents, I am asking you kindly to monitor your child or your children's timetable and keep a copy. You need to keep a copy to ensure that the students do not arrive in the afternoon for a morning examination. You, if you can't keep a copy, take a copy. Take use your phone, parents, and take a copy and keep it on your phone. And sometimes while you're at work, you can make check in the morning. If you have to leave early, you may check on them while you're at work. And if they are on the afternoon exams, please make check on them. I've seen students now, parents, while we're doing mock exam, turning up late. Parents, I'm calling out to you. Help them to leave the homes early, get to school on time, and start the exams on time. CSEC examinations in the morning will start at 9 a.m. And even for now, we are doing the mock exam. So they're doing the exams, and even to practice the time at 9 o'clock, students keep turning up at 9:30. You cannot afford to lose so much time because you're going to be flustered students and you are going to be sweaty and worried when you get to exam on time. So you have to take your timetable with you to every exam. Please make sure that you don't leave them. Whether you have a little bag that you put it in or your pencil case, but you must have them at all times. Students who live far away or may have difficulty getting transportation early, you should make arrangements to stay closer to exam center. I know that many of you don't know that exam centers are available, but and you can do that. But if you live near to a school, you can go to that school and do your CSEC examinations. Yes. So I'm asking you, if you cannot get transportation, you need to make arrangement to stay closer to an examination center. So those who are coming up from Sav, you're passing Anchovy, you're passing Nakalva Technical High, but you need to ensure that you get to your examination on time if it is too late. Students should take into consideration that heavy morning traffic is unpredictable. Therefore, you must leave home on time to arrive early. Gather all your materials, student. All your materials, timetable, ID, pens, rulers, sharpeners, calculators, etc. Use HB pencils for multiple choice paper number 2 or number 3. So in preparation for your exam, gather your stuff. You see some students arriving at examination and they have no pencil. My God, first exam Monday morning, and you know that you need a pen or a pencil, and you're coming without pen or pencil. On the day when you have mathematics paper 2, there are many students running around the compound trying to find a calculator. Parents, please ensure that your children, child or ward owns a calculator. Students must wear their full school uniform for all exams. So grade 11 students, please do not arrive at the gate without a tie. You will not be allowed to sit the examination. Don't come in any flip-flop slippers. You must be in your school shoes. Wear your full uniform. Walk with your IDs at all times, students. It will be required of you. And take water to drink. I've said that already. Stay hydrated. Female students, you should come prepared with sanitary napkins and any necessary medications. Yes, when you come in case you have an accident, you need to be able to get yourself together quickly so that you can proceed to your examination. If you are taking medication, walk with them. We don't want you to come and know that you have left your medication behind and then you fall ill. Arrive early at the exam location. And students, remember, if you arrive later than, if you are more than 30 minutes late, you will not be allowed to sit the exams. Students, if you come to exam more than 30 minutes late, more than 30 minutes late, you will not be allowed to sit the exams. Please pay attention. I hear students asking teachers this week, Miss, you really means I wouldn't get to do the exam if it was CXC? Do not come late. You cannot get to your examination center late because you will not be allowed to do the exams if you are 30 minutes late. Get that in your brain. If a student is late or absent for a valid reason, evidence must be provided. Example, photos in case of an accident or a doctor's certificate to show that you are ill. There must be this student, this definitely must be reported to the CSEC coordinator, Miss Forbes, and the exam coordinator or the exam supervisor, Mrs. Mitchell. So whatever goes wrong, you need to have a number for Miss Forbes where you can communicate to her or Miss Mitchell, the exam supervisor. Students who are writing one paper only per session, sorry, if you're writing only one paper per session, you must be punctual because it is critical. So those who are writing only one paper, you must be punctual. Cell phones and digital watches are strictly prohibited in the exam room. So nobody come with them and behave as if you must be allowed to take them in. You are there with them, but they will be taken away if you are caught using cell phones. Possession of these items may result in disqualification and could affect the school's status as an exam center. You arrive with them inside and then call around and let CXC know that you came to the exam to cheat. You're a cheater because you might be sending the answer to another student, or you might be doing something with your phone. You had the answers on your phone when you came to the exam room. And we can't afford that to happen. We can't afford them to disqualify us as an examination center. So be careful. Read all instructions carefully, students, before you answer all your questions. And you notice you will be given time. If you notice the paper, you'll be given time to read. Inform supervisors immediately if there is any issue during the examinations. So you put up your hand. Don't tap on the desk to disturb other people. Nobody don't want to hear the tapping and create any havoc in the exam room or to, yes, to distract other students. No, we don't want that. Out of center exam students, and let me go back to it again. If you live far, you can't get any transport, or if you have difficulty getting to school on time, it is always best to use your assigned center. But in the event of an emergency, roadblock or violence, road breakaway like round Maroon Town Way, around what you call that place, Irwin, and it prevents you from getting to school on time, then you need to go to the nearest school to sit your exam. Evidence of the emergency must be provided. Take a picture, send it to Miss Rob, let you know that you can't get there on time. And then both schools will communicate to verify the information. Yes, there's violence, there's a roadblock along the road. And yes, I have one of your students here. And yes, she has asked if he or she can do the, he or she has asked if they can sit the exam at my center because they cannot pass through the roadblock. Finally, my dear students, stay positive, be confident. I would encourage you to believe in your ability to succeed. Avoid last minute cramming for your examination. Stay calm, stay focused, and pray. All right? But guess what? While you pray, remember you have to prepare and be ready for your examinations. God bless you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Thank you for listening. Over back to you, Mr. Manning, our moderator.
Thank you very much, Miss Green. Lot of study tips there on how to prepare for your examinations. I know that some students were there jotting down certain things, and parents as well. But we're going to open the floor to take a few questions. So, Miss Green, please don't go anywhere. We have the first question for you from Tricia, you can open your mic and go ahead with the question.
Good night, parents, staff, principal, students. You said in this meeting, I know you have just discussed about exams. So, for the graduation, I'd like to know the cost for the package and the date.
Good night, parent Trisha. Later down in the program, the coordinator for graduation will be speaking. All right. So you will definitely get all the information that you need.
Thank you.
All right. Question from Raquel Wallace.
Okay, good night, everyone. My question is, with the ID, my daughter don't get any ID from the school, and they're saying that she had to have the ID to seek the examination. So I asked her about it, and she was saying that I have to pay for the ID again. So I don't know if you could explain that to me.
Parent, students are allowed or they are asked to take ID 2 times during their school life at St. James High. So you take an ID photograph for grade 7, 7, 8, and 9. That ID photograph is used for those 3 years. But by the time the student gets to grade 10, most of the time their features change. And so we ask them to pay again to take another ID for grade 10 and 11. And so each child passing from grade 10 to grade 11 should have an ID photograph. If he or she has lost it, the matter could be reported to the person in charge of ID, and they'll have to just pay and take it again. That is basically it.
So the question, the ID, you said they have to have an ID, take a different ID for 10 and 11. So the ID, it don't include in the school fee that the parents pay. You have to pay separate money from the school fee.
If the student has paid the school fee, then most likely the ID money would have been included. But there are some who have not paid it. So if your child has paid the ID, paid for the school fee, then you can see us tomorrow. Send the child to us tomorrow.
Okay.
And the child should come also with the receipt to prove that he or she has paid for it.
Okay, because that was what I was asking her. I said to her, if I pay your school fee, the school fee is supposed to include, because I paid also for she was prefect, and they said I should pay for a prefect ID. She didn't get that ID, and no, she still don't get the ID, the school ID, or no.
I don't know of any prefect ID that we issue. I do not all students get an ID. I'm not sure about the prefect ID because the white blouse that they wear should identify them as prefect. So I don't know about any prefect ID, but all grade 10 students must take an ID photograph.
Okay, well, I'll let you come to you tomorrow.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
Michaela Jones. We're gonna take after Michaela Jones, we're gonna take Devroy and Amelia, and that's it. So go ahead, Michaela.
I have two questions. You speak about being hydrated during examinations. I know in the past they weren't allowed to take liquid inside the examination room. Has that rule changed? My next question is the cell phone. Is it possible for them to take it with them to school and then leave it in their backpack, like in the back of the classroom, or they're not allowed to take it any at all? Those are my two questions.
First, let me look at the question of hydration. Students should have the water before he or she enters the room. You can't enter it with any water to drink. So you're gonna stay hydrated. Once you drink the water, or eat the melon or cucumber, anything that has water, drink the coconut water, but make sure that you drink it at different intervals to stay hydrated before the exam has begun. For the telephone situation, if the child brings his or her phone, yes, I guess the examiner would probably remove it from his or her person. But to have it in your pocket or in your bra or have it hiding somewhere in your what you call it, your pencil case, it's a no-no. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Devroy and then Amelia. Good night, everyone. Will there be info on city and guilds for the C6 students? That's the question, Miss Green. Will there be an info on city and guilds for the C6 students?
The information for city and guild for the C6 students. The information is basically prepare yourself for the exam, city and guild, just like how you are doing CSEC, and you will be given the dates for the city and guild examination. Miss Forbes should post them to you because the dates have come to us already. Is that enough for you?
All right. Thank you, Miss Green. Amelia, one last question. Amelia?
Hello, good night, everyone. My daughter does not have her ID, and like how the date is close to do the exam, should she go about looking about it? Should she go to the dean tomorrow, or who should she go to get the ID picture done?
Once ID is paid for, yes, we will take the picture so she can get it on time for exams.
So
So don't
what if it doesn't paid for?
No, the child has to pay for it. It's not free. IDs must be paid for.
Yeah, I know, but could she pay for it tomorrow?
She could pay for it tomorrow at the office, at the yes. Or yes, as long as it's paid for, the picture will be taken. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. We're gonna invite Mr. Joseph Horton to make his address at this time. Mr. Horton, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Manning, Master of Ceremonies, I would call you. The host, Father Joe, Principal, Miss Green, Vice Principal, Dean of Academics, Miss Barbara Cunningham, heads of department, grade supervisors, all the teachers, parents, students. Pleasant evening. So it's my pleasure to be a part of this very integral forum to discuss exams and students and what we intend for our school as we strive towards better living. Now, the school has embarked on a path of success for so many years. I've been a part of this journey for several years, and I've seen significant transformation. And I wanted to recognize our principal, Father Joe, for making an indelible mark on the grounds of St. James I, the impact on students' development, socially, emotionally, academically, and as it relates to skills development. Big up Father Joe. So he has transformed the school from a school known for its notoriety to a school of excellence, preparing responsible students for nation building, who will add to the stock and quality of our nation's labor force and the global community. Now, the school has been doing so well for a shift school, half-day school, competing with those known traditionalized schools. And what we have proven to people is that it's not about any tradition. We break tradition. As we strive towards better living, we break traditions. We break status quos. And we show people that, listen, despite challenges and obstacles, because the shift system in itself is an obstacle. To come to school in the morning at 7 and to dismiss at 5:30 is a huge challenge. And to have our school performing at that level, commendation must be extended to our teachers, our parents, our administrators, everyone. So I wanted to recognize them. Now, what we have done is not by chance. Last year when we came fourth in the region, it's not by chance. The year before when we came sixth in the region, it's not by chance. And it's not about even the ranking, it's about the average. 80 something average. Last year it was about 83 point something average. That was close to Herbert Morrison, which was at 85%. So we could have easily become third in the region at 85%. Right? It's not by chance that our students have been performing this well. It takes collaboration from parents and staff, collective efficacy, everybody on board. And this year is no exception. We expect our parents to collaborate and to work with us to maintain or exceed, supersede last year's performance. We have had setbacks, several, including a very strong hurricane, category 5. But we're not going to blame Melissa for anything, because Melissa has also taught us the need for tenacity, the need for resilience to bounce back in the face of adversity, to remain persistent, to remain committed, to remain courageous, to remain tenacious in difficult moments. And that is what it takes to be a champion. Shelley and Fraser Price, having had a child, returned to the sporting arena and defended her crown in a row, defended her title. And it was not easy. Mrs. Hay spoke about the painting. You're the artist of your life. That was very relevant to this forum. What picture are you painting for your future? What do you have in it? Are you going to have a slate with 0 CXC? Are you going to be having 8, 9, 10 CXCs, grade 1s, with straight A profile? That is the type of image you should paint. Set high standards for yourselves. Believe in yourselves. And it's going to take courage. Get up out of your bed and study. Miss Green would have expressed emphatically and with much detail about how you should study. Proper preparation, proper presentation. You fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. You fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Proper preparation, proper presentation. Now, those tips that would have been presented to you by Ms. Green, those would be issued to the students, maybe physical copy and maybe via WhatsApp, but we're gonna send them those to you. Now, part of this preparation, that's what we have been doing for quite some time, is study camps. So we have workshops, we have study camps, we have extra classes. All of these combined allow students to excel. It's not by chance that the students are doing well. They have to put in the work. Talent without effort is meaningless. So even though the students have the skills and the capacity, you have to also study. Do not settle for substandard performances. Set high standard for yourselves. Now, every student who is sitting CXC, 3 or more subjects, they are supposed to attend the camp. As long as you're pursuing 3 or more subjects, you should attend the camp. And those who are even doing 1 and 2 should. But compulsory, all students doing 3 or more subjects should attend the camp. It's not a camp where you come to waste time. Girls gonna like boys, boys gonna like girls. That's how God creates things. Adam and Eve. Nothing is wrong If a girl likes a boy likes a girl, and then they are going to be students in grade 11 and 10, they're going to like each other. Sorry, grade 11s, they're going to like each other. But it is not a case where it's not a romantic moment there. Romance, they have years of romance to experience. Years of romance. So after exams, whatever they want to do, but at the camp, we don't want nothing romantic taking place there. There must be strict involvement in studying. How are we going to gang up to pass maths? How are we going to gang up to pass our English, our HSP, our mathematics, our Spanish, our physics, all those subjects, our physical education, all of these subjects must be purposeful. It must be engaging. And it must be a case where students are disciplined and they want what they want. We do not want any form of indiscipline taking place there. Not only will you be sent back home, but you may also prevent yourself from marching up for graduation. We don't want any of such, and we're making it very, very clear. It's not a fashion show. No, the students will be safer than where they are at home. We have adequate security. So if in terms of security, you don't have to worry yourselves. They're going to be very, very safe. All they need to do is to comply and know the purpose for them being there. We're not saying that they're going to interact and have fun, but the purpose is for them to come and engage in strong, engaging studying and meaningful learning. And they need to rest too during the breaks so they can focus in class. Now, most of our subjects would be multiple choice based and SBA based. Some of the students have not yet completed the SBAs. Now, in order for them to do well in the CSEC exams, they have to master the SBAs, maximize the SBA scores. And I'm going to strongly suggest that students know the grades that they're going to go into the exam with. Students should know the grades they're entering the exam with. Have teachers provide them with the grades. If you get 36 out of 40, you have 4 more marks to get. Get them. Do not rob yourselves of 4 marks. 4 marks can become very critical in cases like these. Because if the pass mark is 50 and you get 49, CXC is not going to sorry for you. You fail at 49. If grade 1 is 80 and the students get 79, the students will not get grade 1. The students will get grade 2. 1 mark can make a difference. Students should maximize their grades on SBAs. Do not use AI to assist you with the SBAs, because when CSEC runs the document in their system and there's any evidence of plagiarism or AI aided information, the students and the entire group will be disqualified. Students should be encouraged to do their own work and to maximize their scores on the exams. Students should ensure that they cover as many multiple choice questions as possible with the teacher and without the teacher as well, because there's something that is called independent learning. So students can cover 10 multiple choice papers with the teacher, but do 10 on their own. Now, the cost for the works for the camp is 8,000 Jamaican dollars, not US. The school is going to stand $1.3 million to feed these children. 3 meals per day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some nice food them are going to get. I don't want any complaint from parents about the $8,000 they're going to be contributing, because that is not even for half of one day. Because if you're going to buy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 8,000 cannot buy that. And they're going to be spending 4 days there. From the 7th of April to 11th of April, 4 days, Tuesday to Saturday. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $8,000. The school in itself is standing $1.3 million already. Parents should appreciate. Parents should appreciate the efforts of our principal and our hardworking teachers. There are times when they need to hear thank you. We are grateful. We are engaged right now in a constructive discourse about your children. Right now, I have a class to attend that I'm being paid for, which I am now sacrificing to be engaged in this meeting. You parents do not understand the type of persons that you have educating your children. We have the best teachers at St. James I. And you can do your research anywhere. They will tell you. 8,000 for the entire 4 days. That is beyond reasonable. And parents should have zero objection where that is concerned. Right? Now, I mentioned about, and if you have any queries about the C-Sec, any challenges, ask Miss Cunningham, our dean, hardworking. I do not know how Miss Cunningham does it, but just pray for her. She's a past student and she's doing a fantastic job. I don't know I don't know where she gets the energy and the tenacity from. She said, Mr. Houghton, I went to bed at 4 a.m. last night, 4 a.m. to ensure that things are in order for today's meeting. And some of the times we do not acknowledge those type of things until something happens, something goes wrong. Well, I'm taking this platform to say, big up Miss Cunningham. As a past student with the tenacity and passion. Not all past students are like that. But this one stands out. And I have to big her up. Ask her any questions that is pertaining to the workshop and the camp. You need to check in at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, the 7th. I know that on the 6th, Easter Monday, you're going to be going to beach and so on. Nothing's wrong with that. Go and swim. Go enjoy yourselves. But do it responsibly. Because you're children, you need to enjoy yourselves. But do it responsibly. Don't overindulge in certain activities and then you cannot turn up for class the next day. And you have exams. And parents, when teachers are calling for your children to attend class, you realize how caring we are. We don't have to do it. Calling you for SBA, calling you for extra classes. We don't have to do it. Which other school is doing something like that? You get 10 out of 40 for your SBA, that's a grade. We are giving you back the SBAs to do over so you can maximize your grades. That's care, that's love. That's compassion. But it doesn't mean that because we do not have, we are going to be compassionate, we don't have discipline. There's something that is called discipline love too. Parents should provide their students with the necessary amenities, the snacks, and the necessary resources to send to the camp. They will not be allowed to be sent off the compound for anything because adequate food will be provided, but they can give them their snacks and so forth. Right? And we are persons we can approach, we are approachable. So nothing is wrong if you approach and ask questions because this is a partnership. This is an engagement. So you can ask questions. We mentioned about the rules already, about the need for you to adapt and to obey the rules. No alcohol, no smoking, no drugs, no bad words and swearing and fighting and bullying. We're not in no fashion show with improper attire. Darn yourselves well. No male and female and no bathroom congregating and those type of things. Keep your environment clean. We don't know videoing and all them type of something. Cyber criminality. We don't into those type of things. You need to secure your resources, secure your money, secure your devices, be responsible. Respect each person's rights and property. Right? No low disruptive behavior. And I know that you know it, students. Because the grade 11 students did so well after Melissa. They were on the compound and they were so well behaved, so well mannered. And I must commend them. We're expecting them to do the same going forward. We want all of them to graduate. We want all of them to do well. Father Joe want to shake each of your hands on graduation day. A police officer will be on the compound. There's going to be school security. Teachers and administrators will be present to maintain discipline. Right? And so, we want the students to understand the purpose of the camp. We want the parents and everyone to understand our vision, our mission, our purpose, and the need for us to collaborate in order for us to strive toward better living in an effective and efficient way. May God bless you. Venceremos. May God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Sir Horton. Any question for Mr. Horton? Tricia and Raquel, I'm assuming that your hand was up from the last time. So I'm gonna start with Colleen Ward. We're gonna take Colette Rhodes and then Shamika Castles. So Colleen Ward, your question.
Good night.
Good night.
The ID thing, my son paid for it from ninth grade. He hasn't received it. I called him to find out if he has the receipt. I am not sure if he has ninth grade receipt, but I do know he should have the 11th grade receipt. He paid for the ID, he paid for the physical education thing, he didn't get them. So I'm asking if he cannot find that ninth grade receipt, if I'll have to pay for the ID differently for him to sit the exams.
An ID is of paramount importance for any students to have for any exam. And so I think you should come in and speak with the Dean of Discipline regarding issues relating to IDs.
I cannot I cannot come because
Oh.
I'm not there.
Well,
So I
send someone,
cannot.
send a guardian to be there. Because the ID
Okay.
issue has to be sorted out before the exam.
Right. I understand that.
So get
But
it done.
based on the fact that he had paid for it in ninth grade, isn't it on file that he had paid for it if he cannot find that receipt?
The grade paid for the ID in grade 9.
Yes, he paid for the
But you have to,
The
don't you have
PE
update
gear.
ID? Huh?
He paid for the gear. He paid for the ID in ninth grade, and he didn't receive any of them.
Well, allow him to come by and then we do some investigation, but there must be some amount of evidence for that.
Mr. Horton, Mr. Horton,
Yes.
if I must speak, IDs are not paid for in ninth grade. It's only 10th grade and 7 and 10 pay IDs.
Oh.
So IDs are not paid for in ninth grade. The school fees paid, but you only pay for it 2 times during your school life, grade 7 and grade 10. So even if the school
Okay.
fee was paid, you don't pay grade 9 ID.
Okay,
Alright?
and it wasn't paid in the 10th grade. Because I don't know, I only sent to pay the school fees as what the slip says. That's what I sent to pay. So I'm asking the question. I don't know.
Let the child come with the ID with the receipt.
Okay, so I'll ask him to bring 9, 10, and 11 receipt then.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. It doesn't seem we have any more question, so we're gonna move on to presentations from heads of department. We're gonna take first from the English department, Miss Gail. Miss Gail, are you online? No, Miss Gail. Any delegates from the English department? All right. Moving on to the humanities department. The HOD is Miss Brown. Miss Brown, are you still here?
Still here, Mr. Manning.
All right. Thank you. The floor is yours.
All right, so good evening, everyone. Our moderator, Mr. Manning's principal, vice principals, dean of academics, grade supervisors, head of departments who are here, teachers, parents, and our students who are joining us. As was said before, I am Miss Brown, and I am a social studies teacher as well as the head of department for the Department of Humanities. Within our department, we work with students across geography, history, and social studies, with majority of our students preparing for the social studies at the CSEC level. So this evening, I'm speaking on behalf of your children, our students, and also on behalf of the teachers who are working with them every day to ensure that they are prepared and ready for their upcoming external exam. Now, let me start with a quick question. How many of you remember writing an exam that you knew would impact your future? Hmm? We have parents here who can recall. And this is exactly where our students, your children are right now. And CSEC is not just another school test. It is a major turning point, one that can determine whether they move on to sixth form, university, or even certain job opportunities. So this is not something to take lightly. This is a right now moment. In fact, these exams are no longer months away because we used to say you have a couple months. They are now just a few weeks away, and every single day is important. Every single day counts. Now, let me be honest with you. Some of our students are not putting in the level of effort that this exam requires. I must say that they are capable, they have the ability, they are being taught, but the effort is not always matching the opportunity. And this is where we need your support, because what happens at home matters just as much as what happens at school. So let me ask you another question. When your child gets home, is there a set time for studying, or is it just whenever they feel like? And Miss Green would have spoke at length about study tips and so. So is it just when they feel like to study, or is there any structure? And so structure makes a big difference. As teachers, we are fully on board. We are teaching the content, we are reviewing the topics, we are giving the practice questions, and we are encouraging and pushing them. But we cannot do it alone. We have to work as a team, and so school and home must work together. And this is why we have put in place different measures. We have a lot of extra classes, online classes, plus what we do at school. Now, we have the CSEC camp that is upcoming. And I want to be clear, parents, this is not just extra classes. This camp, as Mr. Harton would have suggested or mentioned, it is strategically designed to focus on areas where students are struggling, to reinforce key topics. Some students are still finishing up SBAs, give them practice with real exam questions and structure of the paper, and also to build their confidence going into the exam. It will run for what, 4 days? And those 4 days, it will make a difference, but only if students show up, and most importantly, show up ready. So parents, this is where you come in. We need your help to ensure that your child attends camp for its entire duration. Make it clear that this is important to them and it is not optional. Also, when they're at home, create time and space for studying and consistently remind them that this is about their future. Not the future of their teachers, but it is about their future. Because the truth is, some students are waiting to feel motivated, but success at this level does not come from feeling. It's not how they feel, it's not how we feel. It comes from discipline, consistency, and effort. So let me say this clearly. We are doing our part as teachers. Now we need students to step up and we need parents to stand with us. I believe in our students. I know that they have the potential to do extremely well. But potential alone is not enough. It takes effort, it takes consistency, it takes strong support from both school and home. So, finally, I am asking us, meaning parents, to partner with us as teachers to make a simple commitment. Let us not wait until results day to wish we had done more. Let us act now, let us work together, and let us give our students the best possible chance to do well. Thank you for your continued support, and over to you, Mr. Mannings.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Miss Brown. Short, spicy, and to the point. I think we have one question from Colette Rhodes. You can open your mic and ask a question to Miss Brown.
Okay, now. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
More, my mother me finally receive the ID, picture something there. If me when me bringing it tomorrow, when would I get the ID?
Good,
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
yes, good night. Good night. Good night. Just just take it in tomorrow to Mr. Pickersgill, or you can come to me at the 10 and 11 IT lab and we'll deal with it as best as possible. All right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
All right. Amelia.
Good night. So I was asking that the picture that we took for our yearbook picture, couldn't we just use that for the ID?
I doubt it, Amelia. Good night. I doubt it. Remember that picture it was taken by the photographer was taken for a specific purpose, Amelia. But Amelia, you can always come and talk to me tomorrow. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, miss.
So who should we ask for when we come at the school? What's your name, miss? Good night.
You just the child would if the child does information technology CSEC, I think the child might be familiar with me, Cunningham, or the child would most certainly know the dean of discipline. So what they can do, just direct the child to come to the 10 and 11 IT room and let me see how best we can deal with it tomorrow.
Okay,
All right?
thank you much.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you. Before we move on to Miss Melis, I'm just checking if there is a delegate from the science department. I know the HOD is not online, but is there someone from the department who was assigned to make a presentation? If not, then we can move on. Shamika Castle, let's take a question and then we can move on.
Pleasant good night.
Good night.
On behalf of Finance Berlin, right? I'm my mom. The question I want to ask is, when will we be hearing about
Miss
the future
Castle?
graduation?
Yeah. Miss Castle, please, could you maybe I don't know, your background is quite noisy. We're not hearing
Yeah,
you clearly.
yes, because I'm in that, that's why. I'm
Okay.
asking you, when will we be hearing about the graduation, please?
Miss Castle, right where you see on the program where you are seeing Miss Baker Gillins and Mrs. Reynolds Troop. They'll tell you everything about that. So just hold on right after Miss Mellis, you'll hear about that.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Miss Cato. You can go
Mute
ahead
your
and mute
mic,
the
Miss
mic now.
Castle.
All right. All right, so we moving on. We're gonna hear from the bookroom coordinator, Miss Mellis. Miss Mellis, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Miss Mellis.
All protocols observed. Parents, in regards to the textbooks, I know that some books were lost because of Hurricane Melissa. The students were asked to report such losses to the relevant authorities. I was contacted earlier this week in regards to some books that were damaged. Parents, what you don't understand is the fact that I had to report to the Ministry of Education in regards to the losses we suffered regarding our textbooks. And when your children did not do their due diligence of reporting such, then that meant that my numbers would have been short. So my numbers would not actually reflect the number of books that I would be getting back. And that is definitely a problem because it will be affecting the students who will be coming to grade 10 as of September in regards to getting textbooks to use for the next 2 years. Also, I heard the parents before asking a question about graduation. In regards to graduation and book rental, the books have to be returned before your children are given clearance for graduation. Please, parents, I'm asking from tonight, do not let it be the day or the dates when the books are to be returned that I will be told that they were damaged by the hurricane. Presently, I have closed off that section. So, as I said before, I have already reported to the ministry the numbers of books that have been lost based on the numbers I got. The students were informed who to go to. They were told by their grade supervisors, they were informed by their form teachers, they were also informed when they attended the sessions with the guidance counselors. So they were given quite a number of different means of communicating that information. Now, students are saying that they have not seen me. I am at work every day. I have been at work every day from January. And the thing about it, I'm on shift too. So that means that the students are not looking for me. I must say that I'm not in the book room constantly because I teach like every other co-worker I have on staff. But if the students ask for me, they are directed to where I am. So some of them come and they don't ask where Miss Mellis is. As a matter of fact, the entire student population knows Miss Mellis by now. So nobody should be missing Miss Mellis. Now, when the students return to school after the Easter break, the dates will be posted when each class will return the textbooks that they were given for grades 10 and 11. Parents, I'm telling you from now, if your child got books for lower school and they were destroyed by the hurricane, you will have to replace such because they should have been in from the end of grade 9 to grade 10. So that should not be an issue now, whereby they will be coming to tell me that the books are destroyed or were destroyed by the hurricane if they are lower school books. Additionally, you need to remember if your children will not be graduating, they still need a clearance form from the book room to collect documents from the school, which they will need either for work or to attend another institution. So they need to return the ministry's books before they leave the institution, preferably on the dates that will be assigned to each class. If there are any questions, you are free to ask.
Good night. The books that are destroyed by the hurricane, so they would have to still pay for it?
Mommy,
Yeah.
sorry, should I assume that the students reported the loss of those books to the institution?
Yes, so if they report it, they
No,
don't still
no,
have to
ma'am,
pay for it?
ma'am, you will not be asked to pay for such. Once I
Okay,
have the
okay.
names recorded that the
Yeah,
students lost the books, each student
okay,
has a file, so I will access the students' files and see which books they actually lost during the hurricane. That's what
okay,
I have been doing so far, and that was what helped me to create a list for the ministry.
okay. I thought we still would have to give some funds for it.
No, ma'am. It's in the case of natural disaster. The ministry will not penalize you for such because it was not your fault.
Okay. All right, thanks, much.
You're welcome. Any other
Hello,
questions?
hello, Miss. Good night.
Good evening.
Miss Mona like you know, like if you never pay any school fee, if your child would graduate same way.
That will be addressed when Mrs. Baker Gillens and Miss Reynolds come to speak to you. I'm just
All right,
dealing with
thanks.
the textbooks aspect of it.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, parents, enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, Miss Mellis, thank you very much. We're almost finished. We have just one more presentation that is from the work experience officers, Mrs. Baker Gillins and Mrs. Reynolds Troops. Teachers, the floor is yours to make a presentation and
All right,
answer a few questions.
thank you, Mr. Manning. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All protocols observed. All right, so I'm gonna be as concise as is possible. Um, I want to discuss just a few things as it relates to your child or ward. All right, so the first one I'm gonna talk about, being that it's going to be the first event that we're gonna have, or the next event that we're gonna have, is mock interview. And mock interview will be, it's scheduled for the 22nd of April, so maybe 2 weeks after they come back after the Easter break, we're gonna have mock interview. Just give me a few seconds, let me share my screen. As I said, I'm going to try and my best to be as concise as possible. Give me a minute, let me see if I can share my screen. The option, oh, give me a minute. This should be it. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
All right, give me a few seconds. All right, so for the mock interview, we're going to run through some things very quickly. All right, so the do's and the don'ts of the interview. And mock interview is very essential for students, for high school students, because a lot of them will transition from high school to the world of work, or they might transition to higher education, going to college or art or universities or so forth. So this is basically preparing them for the world of work, as I said, for the working world or for tertiary institutions. We're gonna look on the do's very quickly. Um, so the do's, and I heard Miss Green spoke earlier regarding time and tardiness and all of that. No, we, as I said before, we are preparing students for the world of work. And for a lot of places, you cannot go late. And if you do go late, you're gonna deduct it from your wages or your salary or so forth. So it's very important that the students be on time. A lot of the interviewers that we have, they're gonna leave their jobs and they're going to leave their place of employment to spend the day with us to assist in preparing these students. So we don't want to waste their time. When we say they're supposed to come a certain time, we're expecting them to come. So they should arrive at least 10 to 15 minutes before the interview starts. All right. Cell phones. When you go into the interview, students, please do not have your cell phone on ring. We don't want your cell phone to go off in the interview. So we're gonna put them on silent, airplane mode, or you can probably simply turn them off. All right. Not going to go into close yet. I soon deal with that part. All right. So resume and application or a cover letter. Students are going to be required to present a portfolio. So your portfolio will have all the little documents in there, including a resume and application form. And when we have done this, we have had students who were offered jobs after school. So it's very important that they have their resume, and I've spoken to the head of languages to assist in preparing students for this, or to assist in developing the resume and cover letter, right? So you need to have your resumes for the students. I'm going to send a list of places based on the skill area where students can apply to, right? So that will be done tomorrow. I'll send just the list. I'll send the list. So for example, you are a commercial food preparation, I might send a hotel for those different hotels or so based on the skill area, so you can apply. You're gonna have the option to apply to different places. All right. So when you go into the interview, you're going to greet everyone you meet with courtesy and respect. And I must say, do not sit on your until you're told to do so. So you don't just go in the interview and just go and sit down. You stand, you greet the person, and they will offer you a seat, right? All right. So before you answer questions, and you're going to get a list of questions that will be asked, so you can prepare before you actually go into the interviews. So you're going to get the list of questions, so you can go on the internet, or you can use your different um, search engines and find answers, the most appropriate ways to answer the different questions. So those will be prepared, so you're going to actually know the questions before, right? So you maintain good eye contact and always listen before you answer question. Practice to listen first before you go into answering the questions. All right. So make them remember you, and make them remember you in a good way, right? So you're going to be you're going to put your best foot forward. You're going to put yourself out there. I know it's the first time for a lot of persons, so you might be nervous and shy, but you're going to have to start to build your confidence, because as I said, a lot of you will go into the industries where you have to do interviews before you actually, and remember, that's the benchmark that they use. A lot of persons there, that's their weak areas. They might not be able to do interviews even though they have the skills and they can do the work, but that's their weak area. But what you have to do, you have to prepare yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what they use to judge you, or to the benchmark to select. So you have to try and do your best, right? All right, so you can highlight your skills, and this is where a lot of the what you call it now, the work experience that you go on will help you here, because you can talk of the different skills that you would have um developed even going on work experience, because I know that a lot of you that went on it, you learned something new, you developed new skills, and the one that you have, they became better, so you can highlight those. All right, I'm rushing through because I know it's kind of late and I have something else to talk about. So you're going to speak clearly and confidently when you go into the interview, right? So employers like candidates with good communication skills who shows enthusiasm for the position or the company. So you're going to be confident. Even if you feel kind of shy, you're going to be confident, right? All right. So sell yourself in that this is the opportunity to show why they should choose you. Let's say, for example, sometimes you see one job advertised and 20 persons show up. Why would they choose you? You have to present yourself in a way that they will choose you over the other 19, right? So you need to present yourself, as I said before, confidently and sell yourself. Talk about your strengths and so forth, right? Also be honest when you go into the interview. So if the interviewer asks a question and you don't know, it's okay to say you don't know. Don't try and to make up stuff and then it throw you off on a tangent. So always be honest. All right. As I say, I'm going through very quickly. The don'ts now. Don't be distracted. So don't slouch on the chair. And usually when I do a presentation like this, I usually demonstrate to the students. So don't sit, when you sit on your bill back and put your hand on the back of the chair and all of that, or you hunch forward. You're not going to do that. You're going to sit upright in the chair, right? Do not panic. As I said before, it's going to be the first time for a lot of persons, but don't be panic. Be as confident as you possibly can. Remember, this is a learning experience and it's just to make you better, right? When you go into the interview, do not ask about salary, right? Because we had that one of the year, and not last year, I think it was the year before, one of the young man go in the room and say, sir, then if me get the work, how much money you think you can pay me? Answer. So we don't want that, right? So don't ask about salary. Sometimes they will ask you how much you think um we can pay you and so forth. Then you can bring up money, but don't go in there to start asking about money, right? All right, no chewing gum. So don't go in there chewing gums and all of that. So so don't do that. All right. So don't wear overpowering perfume. I know the girls them love to shine up their lip and put on these perfume, and the little glitter and all of that. That is not necessary for an interview. So use mild perfume or mild cologne and so forth for the interview. All right. As I said, I'm rushing through and let's talk about attire very quickly. All right. So we said dress to impress, and that doesn't mean that you have to go overboard and put your parents out of the way. Our parents, you don't have to go out of the way. You're just going to make sure they wear something semi-formal that is appropriate. Let's look on the hairstyles. So look on some pictures of what is appropriate and what is not. So if you look on the um at my left, you can see an appropriate hairstyle and opposed to one that is not too appropriate for an interview. And I'm gonna rush through. Second one, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate. Third one, for the males, nice haircut, but we don't want that cut in the hair. And as I must make mention when I go down to the other one, we're having a I'm seeing it, and I know a lot of persons parents, these young men are coming from your homes and the hair, I don't know what is happening with the hair. For some reason they don't want to trim. So you see this style over here, we're not gonna tolerate it and we're not gonna put up with it, and we're gonna start eliminate them for graduation, because you see the hair has become like a nuisance, like they don't want to trim, and some of the hair them look like they're not even washed. So what is gonna happen now? The hair has to be cut and well groomed and nice and proper. So all of this thing where they use the little sponge and rub up the hair top and so forth, that cannot work, right? All right. All right, let's look on clothes very quickly. If you look on the left and the right, I know that some of them may have the clothes long time and so, but we have to know what is appropriate for what occasion. So these are some of the clothing that might be appropriate and might not be appropriate. This is a nice suit over here, but the split is way too tight, so that is not appropriate. Right? Same nice little burgundy dresses, but the one on my right is way too short for an interview. All right, I know that they might attend a wedding and they have their little suit and something where they wear a wedding and so, but the bright colors are not appropriate for an interview. The shocking color, yellow and orange and pink and so forth, that's not appropriate, right? So wear mild colors. All right, so as I nice at the top here, but the jeans bottom and how you pull up the wrist, the shirt over his arm and elbow there, so that's not appropriate. I know it's the in thing that a lot of them love the little 3/4 pants here, but this is not appropriate for an interview, so none of that one. All right, so let's look on footwear very quickly. So see what is appropriate and what's not. So the flat shoes is appropriate, the flip flops are not appropriate. Um, these are were gentlemen or whatever shoes you call them, but for sneakers, today I spoke with a parent. I'm not sure if the parent is on. You don't have to identify yourself if you're here. She was saying that her child might not be able to wear an appropriate shoes like over here, but only sneakers because of the she said because of the size of the foot in terms of fat. So she can hardly find shoes like this to for the child. So if the child has we're not gonna put anybody out of their way, but what we want to do is to maintain high standard and so forth, and to teach the students how to represent themselves. But we're not gonna put you out of the way to say if this is what you have, you cannot wear. If you have your school shoes and that's all you have, wear what you have, right? But we're just gonna show you the right thing to do. All right. So this arm upper jewelry and stuff for to the shirt open here and the neck wear and the jewelry that's not appropriate for an interview, and likewise the makeup and this overpowering makeup and eyeshadow and all of that, that is not appropriate for an interview. Soon come to the question. All right, so that's it for the mock interview, and as I said before, it is the 22nd of April. They will do their resume, their cover letters. I will send the list of places as well as the questions that they will answer so they can start practicing probably over the holiday and so forth. All right, as it relates to graduation, I know that some persons asked earlier as it relates to graduation. Now, graduation will be held, and it's customary that we have it the last Wednesday in June. So it falls on the 24th of June. It will be held at the West Jamaica Conference at Salem. Um, the cost I made heard somebody mention the cost. The cost is 28,000. I know a lot of persons will say that's expensive, but if you do your research and compare 28,000 with a lot of these schools, like I don't want to mention the school names, no. Some of them when I check the fees are like 40,000, 45,000. Even the primary school, what's his name? Carnally, I think Carnally, or an infant school. I don't remember. This fee, the graduation fees higher than St. James High School, right? So I know a lot of persons will say that, but the students are. One student told me once that Miss my shoes dearer than graduation fee, right? So it was 26,000 at that time. So $28,000 will be the fee for graduation. Now some of the criteria for graduation is that the student has to be doing 6 subjects. Now the subjects does not necessarily have to be CSEC, but you can be doing, let's say you're doing 3 CSEC and you're doing 2 City and Guilds and 1 NCT vet. That's 6 subjects, right? So the students have to be doing 6 subjects to be qualified for graduation. The students should have no outstanding SBAs. So once I get the list from the exam coordinator, and you have outstanding SBA, you did not, even if you're doing 20 subjects and you did not submit one of the SBAs, you're automatically disqualified. So once I get the list, and the students will know who are disqualified, who did not submit SBAs, right? The students who have outstanding school fees, those have to be cleared up before we start collecting the graduation fees. So when we check the list, some students have not paid one fee since grade 7. Now all those fees will have to be paid before you pay the graduation fee. And we've been reminding the parents over and over again, but a lot of parents tend to wait till the last minute, and then all the monies will have to be paid. So um you will have to clear the outstanding fees. Some person, a parent asked me if the child is on path, that does if the child still has to pay the auxiliary fees. Yes, right? So the auxiliary fee, if the child is on path, the child still has to pay the auxiliary fee. Now, for book rental, Miss Melis made mention earlier regarding book rentals. So if the books are out and the clarification are the names were not submitted about loss and all of that, you will have to get Miss Melis will know who lost book and all of that, or who have outstanding books. So she will give a clearance form from the book room
so you can to say that you're clear as it relates to book, right? So the students, one thing I must make mention, and I heard Miss Green earlier mention of it earlier. Miss exams. Students tend to miss exam for some weird reason. Last year, some students got dropped off, though they were doing the amount of subjects and though they were qualified, they got dropped off the list because they missed exam. Some of the reason was Miss me wake up late. Miss policy topic here this morning when me a company road and me never get free come do the exam. Oh, I thought the exam was in the morning. It was in the afternoon and the exam was in the morning. Now students, you have gotten you would have gotten a timetable to see the exact time of the exam. So those excuses will not be accepted. So check your timetable from the night before if you know if you have exam AM or PM, if you have in the morning or in the afternoon. So if you miss the exam, because I mean a lot of parents would have paid so many $1,000s for you to sit the exam and you just get up and say, oh, me wake late, so me not do the exam. Or you do a paper one and you did not do paper two, or you do paper two and you did not do paper one, because you're gonna automatically fail the exam. So if you miss exams, then you are disqualified, right? Also, a second. Also, the students who have been in, who have a lot of infractions, you break every kind of school rule, right? You are disqualified. You jump the fence, you know, groom properly, and people always in a fight and all of those things. You can't go march up, right? So those are some of the things that will disqualify you from the graduation. And I've made mention of grooming, and I said some students the bleaching. Oh, I should make mention of that, the bleaching. So once we're ready to do the selection, and the selection will be done, so it's not one person that does the selection. I mean, the ultimate decision is the principal based on his discretion, but there are a lot of factors that will have to come into place, because if you break the school rule and all of, with the ones that I've listed before, if those automatically disqualify you. But let's say you you had created an offense and that pass and gone, and you change your conduct and all of that. We can't hold that against you. But if you're a constant rule breaker, you can't participate, right? All right. Let me see if I missed anything. Um Pertaining to graduation. We're still gonna have another meeting regarding graduation, but I guess I've covered most, if not all. So if you have any question regarding the mock interview, regarding graduation, you can ask your questions. If not, back over to Mr.
The students that have not gone out for work experience as yet, when will they be going?
All right,
And
so okay.
mhm,
You have a follow-up question, go ahead and let me just answer
yes,
everything.
and if the student is doing 4 subjects, why can't that student graduate if that child have no problems with the school rules and so forth?
All right, so let me answer those questions. So the first question, if pertains to work experience. Now, some students have not completed the program. We were severely affected by the hurricane, and some of the workstations were severely affected or impacted. So some students did not get to go. Some students asked me even since week if they can go after they come back once they are able to go, but we put a pause on it because of the external exam as well as the internal exams. So that's why some students still have not gone, and we still have a little struggle in terms of finding workstation for some skill areas. However, as it pertains to the 4 subjects, we have criterias, we have rules, and the rule that was set or established was for students to be doing 6 subjects. As I said before, the 6 subject does not necessarily have to be CXC, but from any of the examination bodies, for example, NCT, VET, City and Guilds, and your CSEC.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? All right, I guess all the information was clear.
Good night. Good night again.
Good night.
What about the person who had already ordered their clothes online?
For what?
The interview.
Once if you order your clothes online, once it's appropriate, but if it's gonna come in violation, and we have to set ground rules, because people will come in what they want, and remember, we have to set certain standard. So if you order the clothes and it's appropriate, fine. But if it's not appropriate, it cannot be worn.
Mate, it's the color.
And what color is that, please?
Purple.
Well, if it's not too shocking or bright or loud, or that would be okay. That should be fine. Purple probably should be fine. But as long as it's not too shocking, the shocking color, we are blind the interviewer when they see you. But once it's not too bright, it's fine.
Ms. Baker.
Go ahead, Miss.
Ms. Gillings, check the chat for some.
Oh.
I see 2 messages that you need to answer.
Okay. Oh Lord, I can't share my screen. Hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me stop sharing this now. Give me a second. Not even remember if I stop sharing my screen. You can read them aloud for me, please, because I don't know how to stop sharing my screen, and I don't just want to open my screen random like that because I'm still sharing.
All right, Miss. Question. What is the cost of the certificate only if a child is not able to participate in graduation?
The certification, I think, is 4.5 or
Okay.
2.5. I don't remember the exact. Either between 2.5 or 4.5, somewhere there.
And someone is asking if you're doing CXC and City and Guilds, and it's in the same subject. Like, for example, you're doing Math CXC and City and Guilds. Would it count as 2 subjects?
One.
And somebody's asking if females are allowed to wear pants, suits.
That's based on their discretion.
Okay. All right. We don't seem to have any more questions, Ms. Gillings.
All right. Thanks
So I
very
want to
much.
thank you for coming on and talking to us. This is the end of our meeting for tonight. So I want to thank everybody who came online, principal, vice principal, the dean of academics, the dean of discipline for hosting, parents and students. Thank you for being here. If you have any further question, be sure to visit the grade 10 and 11 IT lab tomorrow and speak to Miss Cunningham. Enjoy the rest of your night. Walk good. That's right, Michael. That is so true.